All right, guys, so for this next section of training, we're gonna go ahead and teach you how to get recommendations. So why do people give us referrals? First of all, they love the product and they really like you. So make sure you give lots of compliments and ask lots of questions. It'll help your customers feel a lot more comfortable referring you to their friends. Now, when do you ask for referrals? It's at the end of the demo, once the sale is closed, but before you write out the order. That way, you have plenty of time to get referrals and you know that you still have to write out the order when you're done. So there's a simple 5-step process we'll teach you today on how to get a lot of referrals. So, Mrs. Jones, how did you like my demo? Well, great. There's one more very important part, and this is how you can really help me out. I get paid every time I show Cutco, but I can only show Cutco to people that I have been personally recommended to. So what I need you to do is go ahead and put me on speakerphone if I'm not already, and access your contacts, and let me just jot down the first 5 to 10,000 names. Just kidding. 7 to 10 would be awesome. I'm not necessarily looking for people that you think would buy, just nice people like you that are willing to take a look. I've got some pen and paper. Let's start with the names, and we can go back and get the numbers. Now, once they've written down a couple, this is awesome. So I give them a little compliment. By the way, if you can get me 5 names, you can become a sponsor. And if you give me 10 names, you become a double sponsor. Once I get 50 sponsors, I can win some free Cutco that I can use to help pay for my bills. So who's the next nice person that we should write down? Now, every once in a while, the people are feeling like this is going to take them too long. And I mean, you got to realize writing down 3 or 4 names and numbers is going to take about 3 to 4 minutes. But even if they feel like that and they'll say, you know what, I'll email them to you later. Just remember, they're not going to do it, not because they don't like you, it's because it's not a priority for them. Everything else is, and the last thing you want to do at the end of the night is start thinking of referrals. But right now on the spot, here's what you would say. Well, that would be awesome, Mrs. Jones, and I really appreciate that, and understand that you really mean well, you have good intentions. However, a few people have told me that, and I still haven't gotten their emails, so if you could just give me a couple just off the top of your head right now, and then you can send me the rest later, it would really help me out. So, who are a few people that you think are nice? Who's one person that we can start with today? So, that's step 1 is the approach. You need to memorize that approach, word for word verbatim. Even if you can read it right off the paper, you want to have so much confidence, so much certainty that everyone gives you referrals. It's normal. In fact, I'm going to be helping your friends by getting referrals from you today because I want to get them the world's finest cutlery, and they're going to thank you in the long run for recommending me to them. I'll be the best part of their day. So memorize the approach. Do it as soon as possible. Number 2 is to provide thought joggers. Thought joggers are a way to help them think of more names. They're going to probably think about the 3 or 4 people they think would buy, but because we get paid just to show, it's important that you get at everybody. Plus, no, don't let your customers judge their friends. They have no idea if their friends are going to actually buy or not. So once they've written down 3 or 4, that's when I throw in the sponsorship. If you can give me 5 names, you become a sponsor, and it really helps me out. So how about your neighbors? How about just one person from church? How about one person from work? I like to ask for the one because it's easier to think of one friend than all of your friends. What about one of your kids, friends, parents from carpool or from the soccer team? What about your sister? And obviously, they might only think of people that are in town because that's who they interact with a lot. But just remind them, because of this online demo, I can do appointments with anybody anywhere in the United States. Mrs. Jones, who do you know that likes to fish or hunt? Mrs. Jones, who do you know that likes to barbecue? Mrs. Jones, who do you know that could buy everything in this book if they wanted to? Get some of those money referrals. Number 3 is to handle questions. You are going to get some questions here, and what's nice is in the manual, there's a bunch of really great ways to handle the objections. We're going to go ahead and handle a couple of them right now, and the rest you can just read on your manual and memorize for those 2. Number 1 is, I just don't think I know anybody. They're just thinking, I don't know anyone that would buy a homemaker postate. And that's what I remind them. Mrs. Jones, I really appreciate you trying to help me out. This means a lot. But just so you know, I get paid just to show them the presentation, so they don't have to buy anything. So why don't we write them down anyways? Because it really helps me out. So who's that person you were thinking about? And you write them down. The other thing they might know is, I I don't know if I want to go ahead and give out referrals just yet. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable. Let me ask them first. Let me ask my friends to see if they're interested. You know, here's the thing. If they ask their friends, they're not going to go through a demo with them. They're going to ask their friends, hey, Susie, are you looking to buy some knives? And I've never had a customer that I knew that woke up that morning thinking, I need to buy some knives today. So what I'll tell them is, Mrs. Jones, I really appreciate you trying to help me out. But just so you know, I'm the only person that's going to call them, and I promise I'll be really, really nice. They don't have to buy anything. If they're not interested, it's not a big deal, but it really helps me out just if I can give them a call. See, the thing is, they're just not sure what you're going to do with those numbers. That's why they're not 100% comfortable giving out their names. Just let them know you're not turning it into the office. They're just going to be yours. You only call them once, and you promise you'll be nice. The biggest thing we typically handle is, can I do it later? And you'll say, of course you can, Mrs. Jones, but some people have told me they're going to do it later. They forget. I hate to have to call you over and over again to remind you since you're so busy with school and work and everything for your life. How about we just come up with a couple right now, and then you can just give me the rest of them later. At the end of the day, just maybe ask one more time. And I just let them know it really helps me out. They don't have to buy anything. I get paid just to show it, and it means the world to me because it helps me hit my goals. And that's point number 3, is handle their questions with confidence and always ask again. So that's number 3. Number 4 is to take that process the next step and to ask again, to help them come up with 10 and 15. You know, you can use free Cutco to get them to their next level of referrals. 15 referrals, that's the number I typically ask for to give them a free Cutco vegetable peeler. Now, on your order forms, we're going to teach you how to be able to give Cutco for free, and customers get really excited because they get something too. You know, they win and you win. So you'll be surprised how many more names and numbers that you'll be able to get if you use some free Cutco to your advantage. The vegetable peeler, that's a great tool. They already got excited about it in the beginning because they saw the video. So that way you can get them motivated to get more names by telling them that you'll get that piece of Cutco for free. Okay, and last but not least is how to turn those names into friends, into warm customer referrals that you can call and you'll get a yes almost every time. So Mrs. Jones, is it okay if I ask you a couple of quick questions about these leads to make it really comfortable for them, to make it easier for me when I give them a call? So first of all is, how do you know Susie? So they tell you they know you from work or from church or it's their sister. Well, it'd be kind of awkward if I called Susie and I said, hey, I was over to see your friend Samantha. And she said, you mean my sister Samantha? You want to avoid that by getting that referral relationship right there on the spot. Number 2 is, what's the best time to reach them? That way I know when to call them. What's their spouse's name? This is important if they ever give you the name of a gentleman. You want to make sure they're married. You want to make sure that you're not really calling single people if you can help it. And lastly, I'll ask this question. Mrs. Jones, if you were me, who would you call first? And they're going to tell you this. Oh, you got to call Samantha. She's going to buy everything. Or, you know, you got to call this person. They love to cook, or they love to barbecue, or they love to go fishing or hunting. They'll tell you who to call. They're going to give you guidance on that too. Lastly is the text message, the heads up text message. This is an introduction tool that will help you when you call your customers feel so comfortable because they're going to know who you are. All right, Mrs. Jones, this is fantastic. This really helps me out. I'm going to forward you a text message here in a minute. If you wouldn't mind sending this to a couple of your friends as an introduction, I'm sure they'd really appreciate it so they know who I am. Let me go ahead and let me know when that gets to you. So I send them to text. I have it saved on my cell phone. You'll see it at the bottom of the referral approach. And I have it saved so I can just literally forward it right to on the spot. It's going to say something along the lines of, hey, just letting you know that my friend Damien's going to be giving you a call. I know them from blank, and they're really nice, and you don't have to get anything, and be really a big help for them if you wouldn't mind letting them letting them see you. So that really helps them get motivated. Another thing I'll do sometimes, I'll ask my customers, do you mind if I add you on social media? I'm trying to build my brand. This is going to take it a step further here in advanced training where we teach you about how to post on your customer's Facebook page, how to market. And it's super effective. You're going to have some customers post on their Facebook page for you when they get their knives anyways. But just a nice thank you card, so to speak, a thank you post will attract a lot of attention. Some of those friends will say, oh, I already have Cutco. So it's a huge, huge tool. But for right now, guys, I'm going to have you right now take some time to role play this approach. We're going to role play this approach 5 times each, all the way through, including the how to handle the I'll email them to you later. You're going to get that quite a bit, so I want to make sure you guys have that down. So let's go ahead and have you guys role play that 5 times each. Now, here's the deal. I don't want you to look at each other at all. I literally just want you to stare down at the paper and read it word for word verbatim. Just read it verbatim because the customer can't see you either. Have the approach memorized as soon as humanly possible. Make sure you qualify, handle objections, make sure you thank them, make sure that you are helping them come up with more names, and focus on that sponsorship program. By getting more free Cutco, you'll get more excited about the product and they'll help you out. This referral program is not just valuable here for Cutco, but it's going to help you with networking throughout your entire life. Guys, you got to realize, all real jobs, doctors, dentists, lawyers, accountants, where do all of their first appointments come from? That's right, referrals from the people that they know. So you got to start by asking them too. So let's go ahead and role play this 5 times. I'm going to turn on the music and we'll go from there. All right, guys.